Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Darnell Weeks, aka the Myers fan, and today I'm doing commentary on Halloween H20 20 years later. It was released on August 5th, 1998. I encourage you to get out your Blu rays and DVDs, and I'm going to get started shortly. I will let you know when. Okay, we're getting started now. Here we are at the Dimension Films logo. And you hear Mr. Sandman playing, and we are in Langdon, Illinois, as you'll see here shortly. There it is on the screen right now, and we see Marion Whittington getting out of the car shortly. There she is, played by Nancy Stevens, and it is October 29th, 1998. She's walking up to her house here. You can see her stopping. Glass appears to be broken. Somebody has broken in. Unless you've been living under a rock or you haven't seen the film, we all know that this was our serial killer and antagonist, Michael Myers. So I think she's going to walk over to the neighbor's house to get some help. She probably just figures that it was a burglar. I don't think she's thinking of Michael Myers right now. And now she's starting to feel a little funny. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is going to make an appearance with the hockey mask. Yeah, that's him right there. She's telling him that somebody broke into the house. And he's calling the police. They sure took a long time to get there. And he's going to go check out her house. Along with his friend. When I was a child, I loved this movie, by the way. The opening was pretty good. I have to say, they did a good job with that, setting it up. And I promise you guys, I'm going to try to remain as unbiased and impartial as I possibly can. The opening was pretty good. They did a good job setting it up. And we see Jimmy here walking through her house, Marion's house, with this hockey stick. I remember when he slammed that hockey stick against the ground, it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I thought it was Michael Myers. And he's going to walk into her office, as you can see. And it's been completely destroyed by Myers. Papers all over the floor and shit. I don't know what he thought he was going to do with that hockey stick. But he has it nonetheless. And I think he's going to get himself a few beers. Yep. I think he also bit the cookie. Did this guy bite the cookie and throw it back? And again, this is another scene that scared the shit out of me. When he hit the rack of pots and pans. he was in there for a while, you know, because when he went in the house, it was still daytime. He comes out and it's nighttime. He tells her nothing's missing in the house and that her office has been ransacked. And then he lies and says that they messed up the kitchen when it was in fact him that messed up the kitchen. Personally, I think she should have waited for the police, but she just didn't think it was Michael Myers, in all fairness, you know. She hadn't seen him in 20 years, so I guess she didn't expect him to come back. Although you would have to believe that Loomis probably always thought that he would come back, so I don't know. I think they said that she was Loomis's nurse, and I'm guessing she took care of him until he died. And you can see here she has the flashlight. She's approaching the scene with caution. I can't blame her. And we can see here that there's a picture of Dr. Sam Loomis. And the file on Laurie Strode is missing. And right there is when I would have known that it had to have been Michael Myers, because who else knows about that? And Myers is in the house now, of course. And there he is. Michael Myers is played by Chris Duran. YouTuber James Grimm interviewed Chris Duran a few days ago. You guys might want to go check that out. And now the door is open. And for some reason, now she wants to get out of there. I don't know if she saw something or what, but she's running like I don't even know what. She wants to get out of there. And now she's looking for Jimmy. And there he is with the skate in his face. And here comes his friend. And there's Michael Myers. As you can see, he has on the Halloween 6 mask. And here are the police. You got to give it to Marion. She put up a really good fight. Personally, I would have stayed on him, you know, and I would have taken the knife away from him, but that's just me. And these cops have got to be dumb as shit. They couldn't hear anything. And he cuts her throat. He did the same thing in Resurrection. I don't know what it is with him and cutting people's throats. That's just his thing, I guess. Like I said, the opening was pretty good. With the exception of that whole Mr. Sandman thing. I just don't think that's the proper way to open a Halloween film, but, you know, it is what it is. There he is making his escape in her car. And we're now at the next day, October 30th of 98. And now we have the two police officers talking about Michael Myers. And now they go out of their way to establish that they're ignoring the previous films, which is not entirely true because we see a pair of scissors from Halloween 4 here shortly. And we see the two detectives in Sam Loomis's room, where he basically has a shitload of articles about Michael Myers. And this guy right here, he's about to close the door. He's a bit of a skeptic. He doesn't believe it. And you can see here it's a Dimension Films release. Mustafa Akkad presents a Nightfall production of a Steve Miner film. And you see Jamie Lee Curtis there. Halloween H20, 20 years later. And you see Michael's mask there. And the Dr. Loomis voiceover. That's what I'm saying. The movie had a solid opening. It's the rest of it that was, but I'm going to be impartial and just talk about the movie. So please excuse me. I don't want to go on a rant here. I'm here to do commentary, not give my own personal feelings. So I apologize for that. Here we have Michael's mask. It's a composite drawing, and we see here that LL Cool J is in the film. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt, his character's already been killed off. And we're going to see the bloody scissors here shortly, which is an homage to, it's a reference to Halloween 5, I think, because she got stabbed in the aorta. Rachel did. It said aorta puncture. There's the composite sketch again. And they're going to show it again before the credits are over. Very good music score at the beginning anyway. As you can see, there are the scissors from Halloween 5 that Rachel was killed with. And there's the composite drawing again. And now I believe we are inside of Laurie's dream. And I guess this is supposed to be Michael Myers stalking her, which I thought was pretty cool. And, this is where she works. And he sees that she now has a son. Now he's going to her closet from part 1. He sees that she isn't in there. Like the flashback to part 1. But you see Jamie Lee Curtis screaming there. Even the dream sequence was pretty cool. It wasn't all bad. And here we have her son, John Tate, played by Josh Hartnett. As I pointed out in my other commentary, Danielle Harris wanted this role, but it went to Josh Hartnett instead. She also expressed interest in playing Resurrection, playing in that film as well, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. And you can see here that Laurie is on medication now, and I guess that's due to the 1978 trauma. And John just looks exhausted. He looks like he can't take much more of this, which he will express later on in the film. And you can see she lives in a town called Summer Glen, which is in California. And this is Hillcrest Academy. And it's October 31st, Halloween. And she's going to be talking to her son here in a bit because he wants to go to a place called Yosemite, which is, I think it's like a resort or something like that. I don't know much about Yosemite. He wants to go, and you see he got a birthday card from his father. She doesn't seem to be impressed, and he just said he wants to go to Yosemite. She says, "You're not going." And he reminds her that today is the day, and that he's 17 years old. And as you can see, she's bad mouthing his father. But I guess he was good enough to have sex with. I don't know. He's telling her he knows today is Halloween. She has a very strong personality in these films, you know. With the exception of the original. Well, I guess even then she had a bit of a strong personality. But anyway, here you see John with his friends Charlie and Sarah. Sarah played by Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, I believe her name was. I don't remember what Charlie's real name is. And they're trying to talk him into going into Yosemite, and you'll see here Jamie Lee Curtis in the window, and she's gonna see an apparition of her brother, our serial killer Michael Myers, and there he is. And as quickly as he's there, he disappears. So again, it did have potential to be a good film. As you can see, there's Molly, John's girlfriend, played by Michelle Williams. I think her father just told her, it was either her father or somebody at the school that told her that she's not going. So I guess that's what forced them or persuaded them to have their Halloween party at the school. And as you notice with all these horror movies, whenever you do whatever you're not supposed to do, that's when something goes wrong. Beautiful love scene here between John and Molly. And we now are on a highway in Northern California with a mother and her young daughter. And soon they are about to be stalked by Michael Myers here at this rest stop. And we can see here that Myers is not far behind them. There he is, there his car anyway. And they're about to go into the boys' room. She says she doesn't want to go in there. Very eerie scene. I think they used this scene in Halloween 2018 also. The bathroom scene. A lot of people like to talk about the bathroom scene. I think she just said that she'll be next door and that she has to use the bathroom as well. But I'm guessing because Myers scared her, she decided not to go. And I'm wondering, how is it that people hold their bodily functions in like that? I mean, it's just something I've always wondered. And Michael is in that bathroom. That is really creepy. And there he is. He just took her pocketbook to get the keys. What I will say about H2O is they wanted to get it back to the original. And there you see Michael Myers looking at her. And I think by this point she probably figured that Michael was going to hurt her daughter. So that's why she wants to hurry up and get to her daughter, which you'll see here shortly. But it was just a spider. And you heard Michael drive off in her car. And now we are at Hillcrest Academy. And Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, is giving the rules to this trip to Yosemite. She's telling them what they can and can't do, and that's coming here shortly. No booze, no drugs, no kidding, as you just heard her say. I can certainly see why they wanted Jamie Lee Curtis. She is outstanding, and as I said, she has a very strong personality. I'm imagining that comes from being the daughter of Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis. You would have to imagine that it would be in her blood. And you can see her talking to her boyfriend, played by Adam Arkin. I believe his name is Will in this movie. And there is the late Janet Leigh. That's the mother of Jamie Lee Curtis. I think this is the scene where she requests to have the day off. You see them kissing there. If I'm not mistaken anyway, I think she requests to have the day off, because it's Halloween. And, her family has a terrible and notorious history with that holiday, but he doesn't know that. I have to praise Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, it was just she's amazing. Whether I like the film or not, I have to give it to her. And you see there a picture of her son. And we are now back at uh, Hillcrest. There's LL Cool J. He plays Ronnie, and he's talking to his girlfriend on the phone. I guess he's an aspiring writer, but for now he's just a security guard. Um, John Tate, Laurie's son, is gonna try to sneak off campus here in a few minutes and scare the living shit out of Ronnie, aka LL Cool J. And there it is. And like I pointed out earlier, every time they don't do what they're supposed to do, that's when the shit hits the fan. And I have to give it to these guys. They really did try to come as close to John Carpenter's original as they possibly could. I hear that they even wanted John to direct H2O, but he declined for financial reasons. But they were able to get him to do 2018, at least be a producer anyway. So I wonder what 2018 had that this film didn't have. Personally, I want to say that if they ever did Retribution, I would want John to come back and do that one. But anyway, back to the film here. You see Laurie Strode. I believe that's who that is in the vehicle. Yes, it's her. She's gonna meet her boyfriend for lunch. I believe she's about 38 in this film, according to this timeline. So I think that's a little old to have a boyfriend. But that's just my opinion. You see the kids there. And she's going to get a vision of Michael here shortly. But it's going to turn out to be Will, and there it is. Personally, I think she should have just told them what was going on. But anyway, you see them there, and they're going to start to talk about it a little bit, but then she's going to pull away. And she says that she thinks she's losing her son. She's very good. I have to give it to her. You know, she's truly. Halloween definitely wouldn't be Halloween without her, you know, and this is just a lunch scene. And he just said he wants to believe that recovery is always possible. I agree, it is possible. After you fucking kill Michael Myers, then you won't have to worry about him anymore. But as long as you know he's out there, you know, you're going to be panicking. So I definitely can't blame her. And she's telling him that she has tried everything, 12 steps, self-help, and group therapy. And, you know, and these things haven't worked. So he knows something's going on, but he doesn't know what it is. I personally think she should have told him. I want to point out, by the way, that I thought that this movie would have been better taking place in Haddonfield, but they wanted it to take place in California. A friend of mine suggested that that might have been for script convenience. And as you can see, she calls the waiter over to get some, I think she said Chardonnay. She wants to drink, and forget about her problems. My dad actually pointed out the fact that drinking would make the illusion worse. But, whatever. And here you see John Tate with his friend Charlie. They got some booze there. They're going to run into Laurie Strode shortly. And that's going to happen right about now. And she's yelling at him here. I can definitely see where she's coming from, I see where he's coming from because he's tired of it. He's going to tell her here that he can't take it anymore, that Michael Myers is dead. And you can see that she sort of dealt with the same thing in Halloween 2018. And he says here, if Michael were coming, don't you think he would have shown up by now? But I don't think it was about that. I think it was just that he didn't know where she was. So how can he go to a place that he's unaware of? So I think that's what it's about. And you can see she was playing the Mr. Sandman on the radio there. And you can see Myers is now in California. She's going to let LL Cool J's character have it. So as I said, you can see Myers watching them. The movie definitely had potential. I just felt that they could have maybe executed some things a little bit better. Maybe some more on-screen kills and things like that. But, whatever. And you can see she's letting Ronnie have it. And you can see he called her a psycho. He thinks she's crazy. I like how in two of the Halloween films they portrayed Jamie Lee Curtis's character as being crazy. H20 and the 2018 film. And now we are here at the school with Molly, and she's about to get a little romantic surprise from her boyfriend, John. She's getting a little curious as to what's going on. You see the elevator coming down. And I think he's going to send her some flowers and a map. Yep, there it is there. And you see her following the map there. Sorry, I got lost in the movie again. I apologize. And I think he's going to pop out and scare her. Another thing, they really didn't know what to do as far as the music was concerned. For some reason, Alan Howarth quit the series after part 6. So they got this new guy, John Ottman, and he decided to go with the whole orchestral approach. He just informed her that there was a serial killer in their family, and I don't know how she could just skip over that part. Because if somebody told me that they had a serial killer in their family, I would have said, wait a minute, back up. What was that last part about a serial killer? So I don't know. I never understood that about the Halloween films. And you can see them in class, and that is a callback to the original when she was in Haddonfield High. And there's Michael. And Molly's going to talk about the monster, I guess, as in Frankenstein's monster. And you can see here that it hits a core with Laurie. It hits home. And you see here, as Molly's talking, it really hits a nerve with Laurie. Not a nerve, but it hits home, I should say. You can see Laurie thinking about it, and there's the bell. And Michael's gone. She's going to call John over and inform him that he can go to Yosemite. But now that everybody else is staying behind, he figures he might as well stay behind as well. And that's his permission slip. And he's going to throw the permission slip in the trash. as you'll see here shortly. So basically, that whole breakfast scene and then that argument was all for nothing. Literally, they had that argument for no reason at all because he ended up throwing it in the trash. So that whole scene was pointless. But I'm going off on a rant again. I apologize. And you hear the Halloween theme playing, and you see the students getting on the bus. Laurie's going to be talking to somebody on the phone here shortly. And I think she notices that something isn't quite right. And she's going to run into Norma, I think the character's name is, played by her mother, Janet Leigh. This is the point where her mother, aka Norma, tells her that she has to try to forget about the bad things and focus on the good things. It is a pretty, I would imagine that it would be a pretty traumatic thing if somebody tries to kill you. And this is why I sort of think it was better that they're brother and sister, because if they're not, why would he care about somebody 40 years later? I don't know, it just didn't make much sense to me. So I'd rather go with this timeline, because he has a reason to do what he's doing. Some people may say it would be scarier because he's going after somebody he doesn't even know. And that's fine, but 40 years after the fact is a little extreme. I mean, I just don't understand that. As you can see, we're approaching nightfall here on Halloween of 1998. And there's Michael Myers. He's following them. Or going back the other way, I guess. I don't know. And here is LL Cool J again, reciting his novel to his girlfriend. I thought LL did a good job, of course. And as we can see now, somebody's approaching the gate. And that is our serial killer, Michael Myers. And Michael is not in the car. I don't know, the car is smoking, so maybe it's damaged or something. Maybe that's why he got out of it. And as you can see here shortly, he's gonna walk right by Ronnie. There he is. He did do the right thing by staying inside. As you're going to hear in a minute here, that he tells his girlfriend that there's a strange car parked at the gate and he locked the door. I did like that scene. It shows that he's taking precautions here. You see, he's going to lock the door here in a minute. And I love that scene where she says, "What's going on, baby?" I used to crack up at that as a kid. My cousin and myself, we loved that scene. "What's going on, baby?" As I said, the movie did have potential. I'm not going to say it didn't, because it did. It definitely did. We see Jamie Lee Curtis here, and shortly she's going to see another apparition of her brother, which is going to turn out to be her boyfriend again. And I find it very interesting that when she sees these apparitions of her brother and they turn out to be her boyfriend, what is the psychological connection there? You know, is she connecting her boyfriend to Michael Myers in some strange way? Does she have some kind of weird complex about men where she connects all men to Michael Myers? Very interesting. And as you can see, there is the apparition, which is going to be revealed to be her boyfriend. And why didn't he call out to her? That's what I don't understand. If that was really her boyfriend, you know. I just thought it was very strange. Very good scene. I think her boyfriend is going to see Michael Myers here in a minute. Or at least he thinks he saw somebody. And you see here they're watching Scream. Halloween and Scream always gave shout outs to each other. I like the scene where they joked about putting stuff in guys' drinks, and he says he's having his nipples pierced. I thought he was very cool. You can see John trying to sneak back into the school. And I thought private schools were for rich people. I didn't know Laurie was rich. What kind of job does she have? You know, teaching is not really that high paying of a job. At least I didn't think so. You can see here she's getting herself a drink. And as I pointed out earlier, my dad told me when I was a child, he said that the drinking won't make it go away. It'll actually make it worse. So I don't know why she would choose to drink. And there she's just downed some mouthwash. I don't know why she didn't just tell him what was going on. They could have teamed up against Michael, just like I said when I did my commentary on Resurrection. And I find that ironic that the one person that's afraid of Halloween, which would be her, and he brings her a pumpkin. That's funny. And they've got a shitload of food right there. Oh, who's going to eat all that shit? That's crazy. And he's going to go get a corkscrew. Charlie is, and that's when he's going to be killed by Michael. And I think we're approaching the time where Laurie finally reveals her family secret, that Michael is in fact her brother. Let's listen in a little bit here. Look at that love scene there. And it looks like he's chewing something. Does he have something in his mouth? I don't know how people kiss with food in their mouth. That's disgusting. And you see that she just told him her real name. Great scene here. You know, like I said, this is good and it has the potential to be good. It just wasn't executed very well. And I remember YouTuber James Grimm made that same remark about Resurrection, and I can come back at him and say that about H20, because H20 did have the potential, but it wasn't executed very well. I don't know what it is about Michael going after people when they're 17. I don't know what kind of significance the number 17 has to Michael Myers. And you heard her say she hopes and prays every year that he doesn't find her. So, like I said, it does have a good premise here. And a lot of people talk about how it ignored 4, 5, and 6, But as I said, you did get a reference to Halloween 5. And you got the Halloween 6 mask. So it can still be fit into the timeline. There you see, she realizes that it's John's birthday. The phones are dead, as you can see. And he never went to Yosemite. She sleeps with a gun under the pillow. What if the gun was loaded? You know, that's kind of dangerous. And here is LL Cool J right here. I can definitely see why fans praised her. Now that I'm doing commentary on this and I've had time to look at it and um, observe each scene, and you know, so I can see why they would praise her. Like I said, I keep saying this throughout this commentary track. It had the potential to be a very good film. And not a lot happens, just like in the original film. But the only difference is the original film had John Carpenter. This one did not. I feel like they should have brought back one of the directors from the other ones if they were going to do this film. And you see Charlie trying to get a corkscrew here. I think I mentioned that he was going to get one earlier, so I got that wrong. Pardon me. That scene is actually right here. And he's going to be picked off by Michael Myers here in just a minute. And there's Michael. Now, what if Michael would have turned that thing on and it would have cut the guy's hand off? And Michael's right behind him. That mask looks awful. It is a CGI mask. And this movie had so many different masks in it. I still don't quite understand that, but it is what it is. And Sarah is about to meet her demise shortly. And you see Michael Myers there. And she's going to go there to the elevator. And there's his body. And there's Michael. See, one of the things that I've found with this film is that they tried to be too much like Scream instead of just being their own movie. And what's ironic about this situation is that they inspired the Scream movie. So why would you want to be like the thing that you in fact inspired to come into being? That would be like me inspiring somebody to become a YouTuber, and then I imitate the person that I inspired in the first place. But as you can see shortly, this girl Sarah is going to be killed by Michael. The elevator broke her leg, so you're going to take a look at that shortly. There she is. It crushed her leg. I don't know how she thought she was going to get away, but there's Michael. And they're going to discover the bodies in a minute. He's really strong if he got her body to hang on that light like that. That's why I tell you guys, this guy's like Harry Houdini. You know, he hung her up like a Halloween decoration. As you can see, there's a trail of blood, and her body's going to be revealed in a few seconds here. Very suspenseful scene. And there it is. Wow, I wonder how he got her body up there like that. And there he is. There's Michael. Awesome job here. You know, it was like I said, it's not all bad. And I want to know how he jumped out of the tree like that. How did Michael get up there that quickly? And look at John boxing him, punching the shit out of him. And now Michael's going to stab him. Oh, right in the leg. He got that juicy part of the leg. And she just bust him in the head with the rock. And if you look, oh, Michael looks so angry right there. He's like, I'm going to kill this bitch. I like how he stabbed John in the leg. Got that juicy part. It's like a turkey. He wants the juicy part of the turkey. And here comes Michael making his way up the stairs. Oh, here he comes. And she's trying to open the gate here. He's taking his sweet time getting to the gate. Hurry up. And she drops the keys. Oh my goodness. I'm on the edge of my seat. And this guy is just swinging the knife like he's crazy. You just pick the keys up and open the fucking gate. What are you doing? He says, somebody open the fucking door. I'm telling Michael to open the fucking gate. He's just, look, now he picks the keys up. I don't know what took this guy so long. He doesn't know how to use keys? What's going on here? Now he's going to have a staring contest with Laurie Strode. I don't know why she stared at him instead of just picking up the gun and shooting him, but... And here they are, where they're going to shoot this man, Ronnie, played by LL Cool J. Shoot this innocent man, I was trying to say. And here comes who she thought was Michael Myers. And this guy, Will, is a terrible shot. He didn't even hit Ronnie. Or at least he barely hit him. That's the guy that's going to protect you? What an awful shot. This guy couldn't shoot a jump shot. And Michael Myers is coming behind him shortly. There he is. Oh, man. Why is he shaking like that on the knife? I don't get that part. And you can see she's trying to rescue the kids here. There's the iconic sit-up. And you can see the kids and Laurie running for their lives here. Will was a terrible shot, I'm telling you. He didn't even hit Ronnie. Not that I wanted him to hit Ronnie, but he didn't hit him at all. He just grazed him. Well, that is sort of hitting him, but you know what I mean. There's Michael trying to get into the car. Now, the one thing I like about that is how she told them to get out of here. And what I would have done is I would have called the cops. That way I would have had more backup, but, you know. She wanted to finish this. So I admire that. She's got the axe, and you hear the iconic Halloween theme playing, or at least John Ottman's interpretation of it. And she yells, "Michael!" Again, she didn't do too bad of a job. I gotta give it to her. There he is, swinging down from the roof. She hits him with the axe. This is like WWF SmackDown. Well, now WWE, but you get it. He loves his butcher knives. I would have stuck with the axe, but you know, whatever works. And we're going to find out shortly that Michael is on top of the very table that she's under. And there he is. So it's almost like a chess game, you know. He's like, make your move, and you know. And this scene that you see right here with them turning over the tables, originally this was supposed to be in Halloween 4, but they didn't have enough time to do it, so they saved it for this one. Now she's about to go and arm herself with some knives. I don't know if I would throw them, but you know, whatever works. And you see him walking down the hallway here. She's stabbing the shit out of this guy. Now she's going to go downstairs and finish him off. Now when he fell out the window, I often wonder, was that a callback to the original when he fell out of the window after being shot by Dr. Loomis? Somebody can comment about that in the comment section if you have the answer. I want to say again, I hope you guys are safe at home with your families during this uncertain time. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at the Myers Fan 25. And I think she should have just finished him off, but you know they had to bring him back in Resurrection, so. There's Michael's body, or the paramedic anyway. The real Michael has escaped by now, if you know the story. And this is the part I don't understand. A lot of people say, well, they always try to say it wasn't Michael Myers just so they can bring him back. Well, if you know your Halloween history, none of it was supposed to be Michael Myers, because the killer wasn't even supposed to be Michael Myers in this movie. It was supposed to be Charlie originally, so none of it was Michael Myers. If you want to be technical. And there's the fake Michael in the back, waiting to make his appearance. I wonder where she planned on taking him. And he's awake. He's going to make his way out of the body bag shortly. And there he is. She launches him out the window. There's the sit-up again. And she's going to run him over. I like how he just stares at her as she's running him over. I always found that disturbing. There's the car tumbling down the hill. And she was conveniently thrown out of it, and it smashes right into him. You would think he'd be dead, but maybe not. And like I said, a lot of people complaining, are complaining about it not being Michael Myers, but none of it was supposed to be Michael Myers, as I said. So I really wish people would stop saying that, because I want to say this once again. Michael Myers was not supposed to even be in H20. It was a copycat Myers. It was a copycat. So he wasn't even supposed to be in this movie. As you can see here, she's all bloodied up. And she's going to go over here and try to talk to him or do something. I don't know why she did this, but she did it nonetheless. Originally, as you know, she wanted to kill Michael Myers, but Mustafa Akkad told her she couldn't do that. So she said, well, can we at least make the audience think he's dead? And I guess he decided to go with that. You can see she calls out to him, and the guy in the mask is, he reaches out to her, but he's gonna be touching the top of the mask and all that stuff. So that lets me know that it was never intended to be Michael Myers. Unless you can make the argument and say that he did that just to fool her, but I don't think that's what it was about. And she chops his head off. And we are approaching the end of the film here. I've had fun doing this with you guys. And she just stands there breathing. And that's the end of the film. This has been Halloween H20. It was okay. Like I said, I still don't like it, but I had to be impartial for you guys. And what kills me is they didn't even think enough of the movie to use an original track. The Halloween theme that you hear playing here was actually performed by John Carpenter from the original soundtrack from '78. And you're going to hear a song come on by Creed. Like I said, I had a lot of fun doing this. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave now. I'm not going to sit through the whole thing. If you want to watch the credits, you can. But I want to thank you for listening to my commentary. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic, and I approve this message. This has been Halloween H20, 20 years later. Thank you for watching.